All right, so I've been out here working blacksmithing. I made, hold on, let me grab them. I made these two garden hose. That's one. I hang it right there. This is two. This one's slightly heavier. Same steel and everything. Um, they're both commissions for somebody. I usually get, with a handle, I'll get about anywhere from 50 to 75 bucks for those, depending on what I'm doing with them. Those are just the edges heat treated on them. It's 5160 spring steel. I did a clip on the process for those. This is what I just forged just a second ago. I'm going to set the other thing down, but this is what I just forged. This is as forged. There's no grinding on that. This tang tapers all the way through. It tapers all the way through this way, and it tapers all the way through down this way. And the same goes for the edge. There's a little bit of twist in the edge. That'll grind out because this profile is not exactly what I want on this, but this is kind of this style of knife. This is my old work knife, but I wanted to make something a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. I want a little bit more width in it, and I actually wanted the spine to be a little thinner than my old work knife. A little bit thinner spine on it. But this has not even went through a tempering cycle. This is straight out of the quench oil. You can see the surface on that. It's pretty decent. That's the forged surface. And you can see that I get down to about 1/16 thickness on the back, 3/16 at the thickest on the spine, and it tapers all the way to the point. The same goes for the tang. So I have here a knife that I'm finishing for a fellow, and I'm going to keep my thumb over the, or my finger over the maker's mark, because I don't want to rag the guy. It's just a different style of knife. It's not my style of knife. So I haven't done anything to this except straighten it. The spine needed some straightening, but you can see how thick that is. That's a 1/4 inch. It's a 1/4 inch right here, all the way. This is the original flat steel. You can tell it was just cut out. The shape. I don't like how thin the handle is. It's not my style. But 1/4 inch flat. They use 1/4 inch flat bar, I'm sure. And then it tapers slightly. You can see tapers slightly to right here, and then most of the taper in this blade is right here. And pretty much all of the forging was just in this 3/4 along the edge was forged, pretty much, because even that, it's 1/8 of an inch thick on the edge. It's going to be a lot of grinding to get that done. But that is the profile of that, my style knife. And this is also different. This is going to be a full tang knife with scales on each side, and red or black composite liner on it with pins. And I do that kind of handle. I don't do this thin of a handle that's that thick. It's hard to get scales thin enough to get a 1/4 inch tang through them and still have a usable handle to me. Now, this one here, it's going to have very much, this is the same style as this. You can see my tang came out the back end. This tang inside this is very much almost the same size as this one all the way through this handle. And this is going to be a very similar design. But anyway, this is the difference in forge work. This is like a 85 or 90 to 95% forged to shape blade. I'll do very little grinding on this blade. There'll be some profile work like this. I'll do some profile work. I'll take a file, and I'll get my rounded terminations for the guard to slip up on. I probably won't do any forge work to the, I guess that'd be the choil. I wouldn't in front of the guard. Any grind work there. I'll grind this out. I like a nice sweep on my edge, so it'll have a nice sweep on the edge. But yeah, that's probably like an 80, 85, actually more like an 85 to 90, 95% forge finish blade. That's what it looks like when you forge it to shape. But anyway, just thoughts today.